Hello everyone, welcome to our presentation. Our topic is about the COCO, detecting emotion shifting conversation by common sense knowledge. I'm Rezvan and my partner is Tahmina. These are the tasks we are supposed to do to achieve our goals, and some tasks will be done individually and some tasks will be done as group. Presentation includes warm-up, introduction, problem statement, solution overview, alternative solution, data, tools, workflow, timeline, expected outcome, and references. Before deep dive into the topic, we need to review what is exactly NLP. NLP stands for Natural Language Processing. It's a mechanism that helps the machine to understand the human language. And to achieve this goal, there are two approaches: syntax and semantics. Syntax that are refers to the word that compose the sentences, and semantic refers to what is the meaning of the sentence. And this is a big challenge for NLP. For example, if you heard this sentence, what's meaning do you pick from this sentence? For example, I agree with this point. Maybe it's a response for a sad situation or joy or neutral situation. It's very confused for human what to accept from machine to understand the meaning of this sentence, because the meaning of this sentence depends on the previous conversation, the condition and mental statement, and so on. And according to the popularity of using conversational artificial intelligence research, emotion recognition has received much more significant attention, and human express emotion by using context and common sense that we need to consider two aspects for machine as the same. And therefore, emotion detection relies on both of the context and common sense, and lexicon-based methods are used to extract emotion from text according to the emotional word that compose a sentence. And common sense is the natural conversation includes several distinct pragmatic variables that have a direct impact on the flow of a dialogue. For instance, argumentation logic, interlocutor viewpoint, interpersonal relationship, and dependencies, and situational awareness. And extracting emotion only based on the text has some challenges and difficulties that force researchers to pay attention to other aspects of a conversation except textual. For example, I like machine learning. There are new challenges that make one think more. And uh, the response, yes, I agree with this point. This is a joy and this is a happy response. And otherwise, I hate machine learning. There are a lot of challenges make me bored, and this is a negative and sad sentence. If only we consider the lexicon-based model to exploit emotions, the model defines it as a joy and a positive. In real conversation, it's a sad and negative sentence, maybe. In addition to the text, other parts of the conversation, such as intent, state, situation, and events, should be considered to influence and predict the participants' emotional dynamic. And the purpose of emotion recognition in conversation is to predict the emotion by employing the existing speaker's utterances and extracting sentiment information and latent information provided by utterances. We need to exploit and predict emotion based on the conversation, but not just by utterances, but by all aspects of a conversation. To approach this goal, we need to use a model that can reveal a latent aspect of a conversation, such as emotional dynamic, event model, and mental state, intent, and emotional cause by emotion that leads to different perception of humans compared to the machine. And the most crucial emotion prediction aspect is considering common sense knowledge to expose latent variable and tracking change in emotion during the conversation. And involving common sense knowledge in emotion recognition leads to overcoming some difficulties such as emotion shift detection and distinguish between affiliated emotion classes. we will propose a method that solves the emotion recognition problem. And we have proposed this model because of the widespread use of emotion recognition prediction in question and answer system, e-health system, legal trial, as well as interview. And the alternative solution is that if the model has a problem to detect emotion shift, we make this prediction from another perspective. And one of the other parameters that directly and significantly affect the predicted emotion is the cause of emotion. And to survey this model and assess the result, we need to use some data sets and CMU opinion sentiment intensity is a data set of opinion level sentiment intensity in online videos. iMockUp is a data set of two-person conversation, and daily dialogue it's a conversation various topic about our daily life, and MELT is a multimodal data set, and the final data set is Emory NLP, and is another data set also based on the show Friends. And for achieve our purpose, we need to use some tools such as Python, TensorFlow, NLTK, PyTorch, uh, Visual Studio Code, Postman, Panda, Roberta, BERT, and LiveThis. And this is a workflow that we need to pass to achieve the goal. First of all, we need to use the transcript of conversation that exists in the mentioned dataset, and there is a black box that includes Roberta common sense and knowledge that is achieved by using the Comet, and finally using a machine learning algorithm and model to achieve the tracking sequence of input. And finally, after that, we need to show the output of this model by using application programming interface or API. And this is a timeline, and we need to pass the timeline to achieve to goal, and this is a ordinary of a task we consider to achieve the goal. And expected outcome, finally, we need to achieve this goal by this by this achievement that our model can be more accurate than similar model such as Dialogue RNN, BERT MTL, or and Roberta Dialogue RNN. And to assess the model, we need to evaluate and compare this model with another model based on different evaluation metrics like F1 score and R square median or mean absolute error. And these are the references that we use to detect the problem and get idea. And thank you for your pay attention.